Hello everybody and welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming. My name is VSDA, or the INSANEBRIT if you prefer. This is This Week's News Friday, where I talk about the week's news gone by, depending on if it interests me, etc. You know, and there's a lot of news to talk about this week. Obviously, if you've clicked on this video, you're interested in a particular topic, so, you know, stick around. But like I said, we have a few topics to talk about, so, you know, I'll get to that as and when, as it were. Okay, so first and foremost, there is an Instagram page of for me, as well as Twitter and Facebook, but somebody started up a fan page, so I'll leave that in the link in the description below as well if you're interested in joining that. I don't know who the guy is, hasn't got his name on it, I have no clue, so I'm just going to leave a link in the description. You can like that if you wish to, as well as my own. Don't forget to check out tomorrow's video of my anime and game release schedules for September 2016, as well as my unboxing this Sunday of my brand new monitor. So subscribe, hit that button, you know, and check that shit out for the weekend. You know, there's plenty of content as well as my Metal Gear. But anyway, on with the news. Xbox basically have come out and said that this could be the end of the console generations, with likes of Scorpio coming out, etc. You know, and updated hardware, and you know, PS4 and Neo even coming out. Now, primarily, I am a console gamer. For me, and I have dabbled into some PC gaming. I'm not going to say I'm the best at it, or what have you. You know, I prefer console because it's just more accessible, more simpler for me, and of course for most people it's a lot less money, especially for parents. You know what I mean? So it's a simple, you know what I mean, buy it once and then shut the fuck up kind of scenario. So what have you? But remember, all games are basically based on a PC in some kind of spec, and then lessered to for the console version to adjust for the console, because obviously it has lesser power than a PC. Let's be honest, the £2,500 PC today, right now, if I went out and bought one, is a lot more powerful than my PS4. And if it ain't, I'll be amazed, you know what I mean? But of course it's going to be more powerful with quad core, the 1080s, or what do they call them? I think it's 1080s now, I think they got, I'm not too sure, you know, and the Titan X and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously it's going to be a lot more powerful. Now, basically, what I think this means overall for basically consoles, if this does essentially happen, is not much, to be honest with you. If this is the end of the console generation as we know it, then basically what that means is the next updated versions of the PlayStation 4 coming out are just going to be given code names and stuff like that, updated versions, meaning that Sony will not have to come up with a whole new plan for a brand new console unless they really want to restructure. And I don't think that in the long term they don't have to do that. They can just keep upgrading with newer versions. I don't know how often that would happen. I personally will not be jumping in for joy and excited about going out and buying a new console unless mine broke. Mine broke now today and the Neo was out, but I'm going to buy a Neo. But other than that, I don't plan on picking up any brand new console because of so-called higher specs unless mine breaks. And that's just my opinion. Maybe there are others out there who are interested in jumping for joy and will go and buy that shit. I personally won't. It just seems like a waste of money as long as I can keep playing games on it, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Now, there are two things to this, two questions. What about exclusive? Well, let's be honest, if this is the so-called end of the console generation, it just means that you know, Naughty Dog and, you know, Sony are still going to be making exclusives. I mean, I don't see Halo's going to come to PS4 and vice versa. Now, you know, Uncharted ain't going to go to Xbox One. It's not really going to work that way. They're still going to have their exclusives. They're just going to have better versions of the console out, and that's what it really means to me. At least at this point, unless anyone else can see something there. I mean, I don't think Naughty Dog or anyone else in their right mind is going to turn down a shitload of money from PS4 or Xbox One to make something particularly exclusive, and then turn down a shitload of money from the fans, you know. So the developers are still going to be making great games for consoles, and realistically it doesn't really matter which one they're on, to me anyway. I mean, I'm always going to miss out on Halo unless I buy an Xbox or Gears of War, and that's fine. And to be honest with you, at this point in time, PS4 is shitting all over Xbox One, at least in my opinion, with only 3 or 4 games even on the Xbox One. And if I did buy one, I would only ever be playing Halo and Gears of War. I can't even think of anything else on there that I would even want to play, especially with Tomb Raider coming over to the PS4 now in a 1-year exclusive deal that they had, you know what I mean. So I'm planning on picking that up in October. So for me, it don't really mean anything there. But I will say that based on the fact that they don't have to readjust with their systems and stuff like that, and planning and stuff like that, the infrastructure as such, they don't have to spend as much money, so that means more money for games, and we don't have to wait as long for new hardware. We don't have to wait 5 to 7 years and they come out with a new one, you know what I mean, for planning and this and that, to get the full burst of the, you know what I mean, their money's worth out of the PS4. They can just, like, in 2 years time release the Neo or whatever, you know what I mean, and they get more money. Of course, PS4s break and stuff like that, people, you know, switch consoles. It is what it is, you know what I mean, so it's not really a problem for them, and we don't wait as long, and you know, we're still going to get, we also, another benefit as well is we'll be able to take our games on the PS4, just say for example, and take them with us on the Neo, I assume, you know what I mean, and all the rest of it, you know, so we don't have to keep, for example, I've got Metal Gear HD versions on the PS3, I would love to play them on the PS4, and I can't. So that kind of sucks for me, because I still love those games and will play them over and over and over again, even record them for you guys and stuff like that, because I enjoy those games anyway. But we can't do that, so that might be another benefit as well. So, I mean, again, this is just, I wouldn't say it's inferior, I'd say it's more or less happening. And I think they've just come out and said it more or less, but I think we'll basically know it, and it really don't bother me too much, to be honest with you. You know, I'll update as and when, not when I need to. If they start saying you need the Neo to play this particular game, then that is going to be a bit of a problem, I will not deny that. Of course, I always accept the fact that if there's a game in 4K or 3D or something, and you need a particular console to play it, then I get that. That makes a valid point. But at the same time, that's going to be very hit and miss, because not everyone's got a 4K TV and stuff like that, but they are going down in price, etc. But you know what I mean? How many kids have got money for a brand new TV as well as a console? You know, it's just one of those things. I don't know. We'll wait and see, but I for one, don't really care too much, to be honest with you. I'll just upgrade as and when. Mass Effect is likely to get a HD remake, EA has said. Now, originally they was not looking to upgrade to the HD version of Mass Effect Trilogy, but have since changed their minds. Now, I personally am sick and tired of updated versions of games. The last one I really bought was the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. Ever since, we've had Devil May Cry. We've got the BioShock one coming out, you know, this month. I'm sick and tired of them. I get why they're doing it. I know there's hardcore fan base. I don't think EA are going to lose money on it. I mean, let's face it, they're not going to fucking lose money. They make so much from every other game. It's just drop in the ocean for them, and they're still going to profit anyway with a HD remake. And I think, even though they weren't doing it, I think there's a big call for it and a fan base, and big enough to warrant it, plus other people want to play it as well, this legendary game, etc, etc. I personally am not interested in it. I did buy the second one on the PS3. Fucking long. Oh my god, I was so fucking annoyed with it. It was just long, man, like running around, it drove me fucking nuts. So, you know, I'm not going to jump into the last one. It doesn't make logical sense, because I don't really know the story, and I don't really want to put myself through that shit anyway. I did play the last BioShock though, and that was really good. I did enjoy that. Of course, I didn't record it and stuff like that. It was on the PS3 when I got it on the PSN Plus. But yeah, so that's you know, that's in the works basically. EA said more or less. Now I am going to address the elephant in the room, and that is Metal Gear Solid Survival. My god. Okay. Now I've seen the trailer, and my reaction was straight away, this Resident Evil game looks really good. Well, no, I said it was okay. And, you know, I'm quite honest to God disappointed in many ways. Now, Konami are now basically flexing their muscles with the license and are making what I hope is just a spin-off. And even then, I'm not really too happy about it. Now, the characters to me look generic, dull, boring. It is a 4-player co-op game where you and your friends try to make it home from where you're trying to make it home from or to. I have no fucking idea. It looks like one of those games where you basically, hey, I want to be the arrow person. Okay, I'm the spear person. So the characters have got, like, there's a bow and arrow one girl's got, and then the guy's got a spear or fucking, yeah, and he's spearing well, there you go, I said it right there, zombies in the head. They seem to have taken the Metal Gear Solid bad guy, you know, the guy with the horn in Metal Gear Solid 5, you know, and they've taken that particular character model, made him into a soldier, just a generic soldier, or many of them, and not as powerful, obviously, like somewhat semi-zombies, and have said, here's 50 of them, go defeat them. That is the imagination that they've got. They've just taken something that pre-existed, dumbed it down, put it into another context, and flooded it with us, you know what I mean? It's real fucking lazy. The graphics look good, but that's standard for any game these days. They're looking somewhat semi-decent. It isn't like a poor version of it in terms of graphic wise, but let's be honest, none of us go and pick up a game because of graphics unless it's really truly fucking spectacular, and I'm not seeing anything there. I think a lot of people are going to check it out just out of interest, but other than that, I think, like, after that, I don't think that anyone is going to check. They're going to lose money long term, because once people see that out of interest, after that, you know, I think the fan base is going to be somewhat semi-limited. I mean, that looks like a shitty zombie game right now, / Resident Evil. It doesn't really work for me. The characters look dull, generic, boring. I don't know who they are either. You know, it just, I don't know. I'm really not liking it. I'm not a fan whatsoever. Now, as I said, it might be a spin-off, and in fact, it's the case. Now, a lot of people said, well, hold on a minute. You're a fan of Kojima. Some people are dick-riding him, you know, if it was Kojima that did this. Well, no, I pause again, and I would say, well, hold on a minute. I saw Metal Gear Solid, the Raiden game, Revengeance, or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be called, and basically, I questioned that as well, straight away. And then I find out that he weren't even really on that game either. He was basically on, he was making the PSP version, or PS Vita version, or whatever it was, of Metal Gear, so he weren't even working on that particular project. But I always question things when they don't sit right with me. And as a fan, long term of Metal Gear Solid, you know, or fanboy, let's be honest, I'll be a bit honest with you, but I'm not afraid to call out and say, well, I think this is shit. You know what I mean? If I see something that's wrong. But like I said, the characters are dull, generic. I mean, the only way they might get away with it is if they do this. It's played out. Okay, it's played out. It's fine. But then they jump back like Resident Evil do. So we got some shitty like games from Resident Evil, some poorly crap made ones that I've been playing or have played, and then they jump back to the Metal Gear Solid main franchise, because this is Metal Gear. This is not Metal Gear Solid, and hopefully we get the same kind of high level in production of the Metal Gear Solid 5 in the future. And I pray to God it includes Big Boss, because I'm really loving Big Boss, and I realise throughout the entire playthrough I've been calling him Snake. I just do. You know, I just plain forgot, because, you know, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping to God that, like Resident Evil, they jump back to 7. You know, I played 6 and 7, and then some shitty spin-off which are abysmal and no one really likes, and are been canned before they even got off the ground. I think that might be like this. I think people will play it because of the co-op aspect of it, maybe. People want co-op in the Phantom Pain. But overall, I don't know. I'm hoping that they jump back to Metal Gear Solid, like the actual franchise continues in another way, even though it isn't directed by Kojima. I want to see more of Big Boss, to be honest with you. And you might say, well, you know, the thing with Kojima, over and done with, and I get that, but it's not like he parted in a good way as well. It's not like he's announced and said to Konami, I'm bored of the character, I'm bored of the game, I want to go and pursue other projects, I am now retiring. We would have accepted that as fans and moved on, and wouldn't have hated on Konami and stuff like that, you know. But it is what it is. He's gone now, and that's it. And we will still be waiting for Kojima's next game, Death Stranding, or whatever it's called. I can't remember. But yeah, so for me personally, I think if I do pick that game up, it won't be new. I'll buy it pre-owned. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't look like something I'm really particularly interested in. The characters look so fucking dull and uninteresting to me. The premise, it just seems like weak, you know what I mean? Really weak. And those enemies, and why is it in the trailer that they were really scared of something? What the fuck were they scared of? Are they turning it into a horror game or what? So that's why it resembles so much Resident Evil to me. I'm not really happy about that aspect of it either. I don't know what they're doing. It's like a survival horror now we're trying to turn it into. But hey, that's my thoughts. Well, okay guys, now this is the last thing I want to talk about. I know this video's gone on for quite a bit, and that is the PS4 update 4.0 or whatever. Okay, now this includes, there's a lot of shit here. User interface refresh. Okay, so now I'm going to go down this list. It's fucking kind of long. We've made a lot of adjustments and improved the PS4's main user face. That includes some changes you may notice right away, like the new system backgrounds and revised What's New tab, to smaller changes like updated pop-up notifications, redesigned system icons and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go down. Quick menu. As you know, pressing and holding the PS button on the DualShock 4 brings up the quick menu. We've overhauled this menu to make it faster and easier to use. One big change is is that the menu, one big change is now that the menu only covers a portion of the screen, meaning you don't need to leave gameplay entirely. We've added several new items to the quick menu, letting you quickly get info without having to go back to the home screen. You can see the online status of your friends and shortcuts to quickly access your party, favorite groups, communities, and more. If you can also customize your quick menu, removing or adding items as you see fit. So basically, the quick menu, when you go back to the PlayStation menu, you only come out of part of it, and then you can adjust what you actually want to see, what's important to you in the quick menu. That's pretty good. I'm not going to go through everything because this is fucking long. I'm just trying to find big parts of it to show you. I'm going to leave the article and the link in the description below, actually. Folders and library organization. One of the big requests we got is more options to organize content on the PS4. With this update, we're adding functionality to create folders on PS4, content launcher, and library. This will help you collect your favorite games and selected apps into one place for quick and easy access. Now, thank God for that, because I've been getting pissed off trying to find Netflix and everything, going back and forth, and then trying to find my pictures and upload a picture, and then going back and then going to find a game. Fucking annoying. I only play 1 or 2 games right now, and that's Metal Gear, FIFA, and I want them in one area along with Netflix and YouTube, maybe, you know what I mean? Other than that, stop fucking around. So yeah, we're going to have the ability to have folders, which I think is pretty good, and you know, it's simple. This is an interesting thing about trophy improvements as well. This update brings the ability to view the trophy offline. You'll see a new offline mode option if your system is unable to connect to the network, letting you view the entire trophy collection without an internet connection. I had this problem a few years ago when I was offline. I couldn't see the trophies. It pissed me off. Or whatever. They've also added a button now that lets you view the content of a hidden trophy. Now that's really good, because I hated that shit. The trophy will still be hidden by default, but you can now choose to show the trophy name and info. Well, yes, I would like the fucking information, thank God. Oh, I won't be able to get it. Lastly, we're changing icons that show you how rare a trophy is. Instead of 4 boxes that fill the icon, it will be like a pyramid scheme, with the ultra rare trophies at the top. I'm looking at it on the screen, and I don't see what they've actually changed there. Maybe you guys will know when you click the when you actually click the thing itself, when you read it. User profile. We've updated the look of the user profile, making it easier to see relevant info for a player at a glance. For instance, you can now see your trophy progress compared to another player right from their profile. You can also add a background image to your own profile, perhaps a screenshot you took in one of your favorite games. So they've updated the trophy system, well, not the trophy system, but trophy menu, the quick menu, and the folders and library organization. The share menu. We've given a similar overhaul to the share menu, which appears once you press the share button on your DualShock. Like for the quick menu, it only covers a portion of the screen. And it saves you, and it'll go to your last saved social network. So if I uploaded a video to YouTube or what have you, or Facebook, it will jump straight to those instead of giving me all the options. It just goes to the last one, more or less, that I've been dealing with mostly, you know. Also on the Twitter, you can only upload a video for 10 seconds on Twitter, which is bullshit, let's be honest. Now they've updated that to now 140 seconds, which is great. I personally don't use Twitter. I just always use YouTube. It goes on my YouTube account and stuff like that, and then I'll share it on Twitter. I recommend you do the same kind of thing if you have a YouTube account and stuff like that. Well, obviously you do, because you watch my YouTube videos. But yeah, so quick menu, the refresher, user interface, sorry, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, just this last one. We've made a lot of adjustments and improvements to the PS4's main user interface that include some changes you may notice right away, like new system backgrounds and the revised What's New tab. Oh no, wait, small channel pop-up notifications. Alright, it's just got a fresh coat of paint, they're saying, basically. I think I already read the part of that anyway. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Wow, 20 minutes? Fucking hell. This is what been the longest News Friday ever. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope this video helped you out. I hope you, you know, maybe you agree with me, maybe you disagree with me. Let me know in the comments about Metal Gear. What do you think? Is it just a rip-off of fucking Resident Evil? Are you happy about it? Will you be playing it? And what do you think about this so-called console generations? You know, are you interested in it? Will you be switching to PC? Do you even care? I don't, personally. Anyway guys, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and remember to watch that unboxing on the weekend, as well as the release schedule for September of anime and games. I would say pre-order, but never pre-order. Always check gameplay first. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.